The year is 1945. World War II, a conflict of unprecedented scale, has ended. Millions lie dead, cities are in ruins, and the scars of war run deep. From the ashes arises a new world order characterized by both hope and uncertainty. The horrors of war fuel a collective desire for peace, leading to the creation of the United Nations. But even as the world rebuilds, new tensions are sown. The wartime alliance between the United States and the Soviet Union begins to crumble. Ideological differences between these superpowers come to the fore. The struggle for global dominance intensifies, marking the beginning of the Cold War. This rivalry shapes the political, economic, and social landscape for decades. The development of nuclear weapons ushers in the atomic age, a time of both promise and existential threat. The Cold War defines the latter half of the 20th century. This rivalry permeates every aspect of global affairs. From proxy wars to the space race, the two blocs compete for dominance. The threat of mutually assured destruction hangs over humanity. The Cuban Missile Crisis of 1962 serves as a wake-up call. Dialogue and diplomacy become essential tools in navigating this complex landscape. The Cold War fosters a sense of global interconnectedness, drawing nations into the orbit of the superpowers. In 1962, the world holds its breath during the Cuban Missile Crisis. The discovery of Soviet nuclear missiles in Cuba triggers a 13-day standoff. The U.S. initiates a naval blockade, while the Soviet Union denounces the move. President Kennedy and Premier Khrushchev engage in high-stakes brinkmanship. A Soviet submarine officer, Vasily Arkhipov, refuses to authorize a nuclear torpedo launch. His defiance likely prevents a nuclear exchange. The crisis ends with a negotiated settlement. Soviet missiles are removed from Cuba, and the U.S. pledges not to invade. The world breathes a collective sigh of relief, reminded of the danger of nuclear war. Amidst Cold War tensions, a technology revolution reshapes the world. The rise of computers and the internet transforms how we live, work, and interact. The personal computer becomes a ubiquitous household item. The internet connects billions, creating new avenues for commerce and social interaction. The world shrinks as geographical barriers crumble. The flow of ideas and culture accelerates, leading to a more interconnected global community. However, concerns about privacy, security, and the digital divide emerge. The dawn of the 21st century is shattered by the events of September 11, 2001. The terrorist attacks on the World Trade Center and the Pentagon claim nearly 3,000 lives. The world watches in shock as images of the collapsing towers are broadcast globally. The attacks usher in an era of heightened security measures and a global war on terror. The U.S. launches military interventions in Afghanistan and Iraq. The world grapples with the causes of terrorism and ways to counter extremist ideologies. The legacy of 9/11 is complex, raising concerns about civil liberties and privacy. The attacks highlight the interconnectedness of the world. The world after 9/11 is marked by a heightened awareness of terrorism and a determination to prevent future tragedies. A novel coronavirus, SARS-CoV-2, emerges, causing the disease COVID-19. First identified in Wuhan, China, in late 2019, the virus spreads rapidly. The World Health Organization declares a global pandemic in March 2020. Countries implement strict lockdown measures to slow the spread. Borders close, businesses shutter, and citizens are confined to their homes. The pandemic disrupts every aspect of life, plunging the world into recession. Healthcare systems struggle to cope with the influx of patients. Frontline healthcare workers face immense pressure and risk their lives. The pandemic exposes deep inequalities, and scientists race to develop vaccines. In February 2022, Russia launches a full-scale invasion of Ukraine. The invasion triggers a humanitarian crisis as millions flee their homes. The international community imposes economic sanctions on Russia and aids Ukraine. The conflict reawakens Cold War-era tensions. The invasion raises questions about the future of Europe and global security. The conflict disrupts global supply chains and exacerbates energy crises. The human cost continues to mount, with countless lives lost and millions displaced. The world watches with a mix of horror and uncertainty about the future. The world is in a state of constant flux. Events from the end of the Cold War to the COVID-19 pandemic have reshaped the global landscape. The rise of nationalism and protectionism challenges the liberal international order. Technological advancements promise to revolutionize every aspect of human existence. These technologies hold immense promise, but also raise profound ethical questions. We must grapple with these questions as we shape the future. Artificial intelligence, or AI, stands out as a particularly potent technology. AI enables machines to perform tasks that require human intelligence. The potential benefits of AI are vast and far-reaching. In healthcare, AI aids in early diagnosis and personalized treatment plans. In finance, AI detects fraudulent transactions and manages investments. In transportation, self-driving cars promise to revolutionize mobility. However, AI also raises concerns about job displacement, algorithmic bias, and autonomous weapons. We face a multitude of complex and interconnected challenges. Climate change demands urgent action to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Growing inequality threatens social cohesion and economic progress. The rise of nationalism and xenophobia erodes trust in institutions. Advances in technology offer innovative solutions to global challenges. The interconnectedness of the world creates new avenues for collaboration. We must work together to address global challenges and harness technology for a sustainable and equitable world. The future remains unwritten. It is a canvas upon which we can paint our own destiny. The choices we make today will determine the course of human history. We can choose to succumb to division and conflict or embrace empathy and cooperation. This requires recognizing our shared humanity and working together. We must value education, critical thinking, and global citizenship. The power to shape the future lies within each and every one of us.
Finally! The end is near and the world isn't in war so long. But there are problems everywhere. What shall we do? I don't care for humans. Let them do themselves. Why? Because this is a history of the world according to time! Yeah, but don't you think we can do something? We know their history is bad, but we can change history. We can make our world a better place. What do you say, Coconut? Do you want to make a better place? I don't know. It is pretty good though. Alright, fine. We'll do it. That's the spirit. Oh, and don't forget to apologize, Pinky. She is sad right now. Fine. Hey, Pinky.
Yes?
I'm so sorry earlier in part 1, 2, 3, any other part I did do. I should care more to you. You have a great mind of learning history. Will you forgive me?
Really? Yes, I forgive you. But I do have one thing to say.
What is it?
You are rude.
How dare you! History of the world according to time. So emotional, so fun, and so wonderful. Do you want to be the part of the history? Go ahead, you can make it a better place, don't you? That's all for it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.